Doctors, when did you realize your hospital was hiding something dark? I started working night shifts at County General 3 months ago, fresh out of residency, just trying to pay off my student loans. The hospital seemed normal at first. Old building, outdated equipment, overworked staff, nothing unusual for a small-town medical center. But then I noticed something weird about room 408. Every single patient who stayed there overnight got transferred to ICU by morning. Every single one. At first, I thought it was just bad luck. Old patients, complications, whatever. But then a healthy 32-year-old guy came in with a broken arm. Simple fracture should have been out the next day. They put him in room 408. By morning, he was in intensive care with mysterious respiratory failure. I asked the head nurse, Debbie, about it. She got this weird look on her face and said, "Don't worry about room 408, just follow protocol." What protocol? Nobody told me about any special protocol. That night, I decided to watch the security camera feed. I had access because I was covering for our usual night supervisor who was on vacation. At exactly 2:47 a.m., I watched a nurse I'd never seen before enter room 408. She was wearing scrubs, but no ID badge. She stayed inside for 11 minutes. When she left, she was carrying a small medical waste bag. But here's the thing, she didn't go to the disposal room. She went straight to the administrative offices on the 3rd floor. I checked the employee directory. No nurse matching her description worked at our hospital. The next morning, the patient in 408 was transferred to ICU with unexplained blood loss and severe anemia. His charts showed normal vitals all night, except for those 11 minutes. Someone had deleted that footage, but I'd already downloaded it to my phone. I started asking around, quiet questions to the older staff who'd been there for years. Most of them shut down immediately, but one older janitor named Frank pulled me aside in the stairwell. "You asking about room 408? He whispered. "Stop. People who ask too many questions don't work here very long. What's happening in that room?" Frank looked around nervously. "They're harvesting. Been doing it for 8 years. Blood, plasma, sometimes organs for the transplant list. Patients who come in healthy leave sick. Hospital makes money. Certain doctors get bonuses." That's insane. Why hasn't anyone reported this? Last doctor who tried got his medical license suspended for malpractice. They set him up real good. Now he's working at a grocery store in another state. I felt sick. This was happening in my hospital, on my watch. That night, I hid a camera in room 408. Tiny thing, tucked behind the TV mount. I admitted a patient with a minor infection, someone who should have been completely fine. At 2:47 a.m., the mystery nurse appeared again. This time I got clear footage of her face and her taking 4 vials of blood from my patient, way more than necessary for any legitimate test. She labeled them with codes I'd never seen before and left through the back stairwell. I followed the codes to the hospital's billing system. Each vial was being sold to a private medical research company for $1,500. The hospital administrator, the chief of surgery, and 3 senior doctors were all getting kickbacks. I copied everything. Medical records, financial documents, security footage, patient outcomes from room 408 going back 6 years. Then I sent it all to the state medical board, the FBI, and 3 different news stations. I used an encrypted email from a coffee shop across town. 2 days later, federal agents showed up. They shut down the entire 4th floor, arrested the hospital administrator, the chief of surgery, and 4 doctors. Turns out they'd been running this scheme for almost a decade. Over 200 patients had been secretly harvested from. Some died from complications, others just got sick and never knew why. The hospital tried to fire me for violating patient privacy by accessing those records, but the FBI stepped in, said I was a protected whistleblower. I still work at County General. New administration, new policies, new oversight. Room 408 got permanently closed. They turned it into a storage closet. Sometimes I walk past that door and think about all those patients who trusted us, who came in for help and got victimized instead. Frank retired last month. Before he left, he shook my hand and said, "You did what someone should have done years ago. I just wish I'd noticed sooner."